read Psalm 127, a song of ascents of Solomon. Unless the Lord builds the house, its builders labor in vain. Wow. Wow. Remember, Solomon, he was super knowledgeable. He is full of wisdom. Remember, he asked, remember, he is the son of David and Bathsheba. Remember, the Lord knows how to turn. The Lord, he's not around sin. But he knows how to use it. That's right. And here comes Solomon. And what did Solomon do? He was so grateful and so humble that he asked the Lord. He could have asked for anything from the Lord. The Lord asked him, "What is it of me that you want?" And Solomon said, "You know what?" He looked at what he was. He was getting ready to be a ruler, a leader of Israel. He could have asked for riches, fame, fortune, a long life, all of it. And you know what he asked for? He asked for wisdom. He asked for wisdom in order to guide the Lord's people, in order to make sure that he wasn't going to be a burden on the people. And the Lord, he was like, wow, I'm going to give you what you didn't ask for, too. I'm going to give you not only the wisdom, but I'm going to give you what you didn't ask for. And listen to what he says right here. Unless the Lord builds the house, its builders labor in vain. This can be taken in so many different ways. Remember, we talked about, and I brought up before about, I know, I'm going to bring it up again about us wanting control and wanting to do things and wanting to do things or wanting things to happen in our time, us having that goal and wanting it to be done our way, us wanting to live a life and wanting to live our life our way, our demanding way. We want to go. We want to be able to. So here I'm going to give a guidance, right? I'm going to give a scenario. So a typical scenario. I'm going to become educated. I'm going to go through school. I'm going to go to college. During that time frame, I'm going to leave my family. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids, and I'm going to have a family, and I'm going to have a home and a vehicle of my own. And I'm going to have a career, and I'm going to make all this money, and then I'm going to be able to retire. That's a script. Not to say it's not a bad goal or it's not something that to look potentially look forward to, but that's something that may be what we think is normal or what we think is what we're supposed to go through. So we have to take that back. We have to pull it back. And part of that is living, don't worry about tomorrow, for today has enough to worry about. And listen to what the Lord guides us. When I went house hunting, I know, there I go, revealing. when I went when I went looking for a home, I was I had an idea of what I wanted. I'm just giving a scenario from what I can speak to, but you can take this all kinds of ways. And what I ended up with and what I wanted originally are two different things. Complete, not in the same area, not in this. It was two completely different and different time. Completely, it took way more time than I would have thought, and that's okay because what I ended up with, wow, a true blessing. What I could have had compared to what I ended up with, amazing, amazing difference. In life, we think that those things, you may want a certain thing with family, but what is it that the Lord has in store for us? I am one of those that understand it is not good to force things. For instance, going back again, David loved Bathsheba the moment he saw her. He forced a relationship upon her. He forced it by, unfortunately, she was married already. So that previous husband was done away with. And he ended up getting to go ahead and be with Bathsheba. He forced a situation. And the Lord knew it. So a prophet came and said, okay, you have a choice. Gave him some choices. David confessed his sin. He threw himself at the mercy of the Lord, but there were still consequences to be done. With that, even though that happened, right? There was consequences to be had. But the Lord knows how to turn things around. What we don't want to do though is go through that, because there could be consequences when we try to force things. They may not be exactly what was intended. David could still have been with Bathsheba, but there may have been something else, or may have been a different way that it could have been brought about. We don't know, because someone went ahead and forced a situation instead of waiting for the Lord. So the Lord still, though, was able to utilize something from that situation, and thus we have Solomon. So there's a lot here. I know it can be confusing. It can be. So lean in and pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord for understanding and guidance when it comes to that. Because we can't stop what the Lord already has in store. I know there's a lot there. There's a lot of substance there. What kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind when we read over this? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?